All right, let's get right into it. We have all been there, right? You hit a paywall for a course, a movie, some tool you really need. But what if I told you there's this whole corner of the internet built around something called a premium cookie that promises free access to, well, everything? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this little digital secret. I mean, think about it. From streaming services to learning platforms, the internet is basically a collection of members-only clubs now. You want the good stuff, you gotta pay up. And those fees, they can add up so fast. And to make this feel real, let's just grab one example from our source material, a premium learning platform. A single annual subscription can set you back almost $400. Now imagine multiplying that by all the other services you might use. It becomes a pretty significant expense. And this is the question that sends thousands of people down the rabbit hole. It's this promise of a digital skeleton key that can unlock all of those closed doors. The crazy part? The key turns out to be just a tiny little text file. So how is this even possible? Well, the answer is in a piece of tech we all use every single day, probably without even thinking about it. The good old browser cookie. Let's just demystify this for a second. A cookie is basically a little note a website leaves on your computer. When you log in somewhere, the site gives your browser a cookie that says, hey, I know this person, they're logged in. You can really just think of it like a digital ticket stub that proves you already paid to get into the concert. And you know, the whole process is surprisingly simple, and it happens in a split second. First, a website server creates the cookie when you visit. Then, your browser stores it on your device. Next time you visit, your browser just sends that cookie right back to the server, and the server uses it to remember who you are. It's the whole reason you don't have to log in every single time you visit your favorite sites. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. This is the core of the whole hack. The secret isn't about cracking passwords. It's about someone who has a paid subscription copying their active login cookie, that digital ticket stub, and sharing it. When you import that cookie into your browser, the website sees that valid ticket and just lets you in. It's literally like being handed a temporary hall pass to the premium section. But, getting your hands on one of these hall passes is not as simple as clicking a download button. Not even close. To stop bots from just scooping them all up, these cookie sharing sites have created these incredibly elaborate series of tests. It's not a download, it's a gauntlet. So before you even start, you have to follow this super strict set of rules. And these are not suggestions, they're basically commandments. You have to use a specific browser, turn off all your ad blockers, and once you start, you cannot refresh or even switch tabs. The whole system is designed to test your focus and your patience. The journey to get that cookie is this multi-stage process, a real test of endurance. You're going to face countdown timers, interactive tasks, puzzles, and then a final verification step. Every single one is designed to prove you're a patient, attentive human being. It all starts with the simplest and maybe the most frustrating test of all, just waiting. A timer appears on the screen, and your only job is to do absolutely nothing. This is the first filter, and it's there specifically to weed out impatient automated scripts that think they can just grab and go. Then, once the timer finally runs out, you get an instruction. It might say, click 3 images, or click on a heading. You have to interact with the page exactly as it tells you to prove you're not just a bot, but a human who can actually follow directions. And then comes a mini game. It could be anything, really. A memory match, a slider puzzle. It's another simple but mandatory check that requires the kind of dynamic interaction that's super easy for a person, but really tricky for a basic script to fake. And at last, the final step. You have to click on an advertisement, wait on that ad's page for a set number of seconds, copy that page's URL, and then paste it back into the original site to get verified. So here's the crucial point. This frustrating, long, complicated process, it isn't random. It is a very carefully designed system. It's basically an arms race, where the site's goal is to make the process way too complex and unpredictable for a simple script to figure out, making sure the cookies go to actual people. Okay, so you've run the gauntlet, you have the cookie, you've got free access. But this is where we have to ask the most important question of all. What's the catch? Because free on the internet, well, it rarely ever is. So let's just break it down. On one side, yeah, the benefits are tempting. You get access to expensive features, you can try a service before you buy, and there's no immediate cost. But then you look at the other side of the ledger. The risks are pretty severe. You're injecting cookies from who knows where into your browser, opening yourself up to major privacy and security issues, and of course, the platform you're accessing could just ban your account, and there could even be legal consequences. And this really illustrates the ethical side of it all. The source material is crystal clear on this point. Bypassing a subscription this way isn't just some clever trick. It's being compared directly to piracy. You're taking something of value without paying the people who created it. So the bottom line is this. When you use a shared premium cookie, you're violating the platform's rules, the ones you agreed to. You're denying compensation to the people who actually made the content. And maybe most importantly, you're gambling with your own data security by using files from completely untrusted sources. This whole thing isn't just about getting free stuff, though. It's really a symptom of a much bigger battle being fought over access, verification, and what things are worth on the internet. This question, which was posed in one of our sources, really gets to the heart of the matter. That whole human verification gauntlet we just walked through, it exists because automated bots are constantly trying to abuse these systems. So as those bots get smarter, will the tests to prove we're human have to get even harder? And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. Are we headed toward a future where just logging in or even just accessing a website means we have to solve puzzles and wait for timers, all just to prove we're not a machine? It's a fascinating and, yeah, a slightly unsettling question about where the digital world is headed.